Hello, beautiful people! So my photography module got cancelled this morning, which sucks. But it means I have time to make a video! Yeah! Look at that bruise. That is bad. So on Monday it's my birthday and I've reached the grand old age of 21! Yay! So I thought since I'm so wisdomous, I would share with you 21 things everyone needs to know before they're 21. Some of these are things I've picked up from the internet, some of them are things that I've just thought of myself, but they're a big old jumble of mess. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, number 1. There is one way to enter a swimming pool and the steps are not one of them. 2. Life is way too short for music snobbery. If you want to put on some cheesy ass pop song and dance around to it in your room, you should do that, because if it makes you happy, it doesn't really matter what other people think of it. 3. If it's a little bit scary, it's probably worth doing. 4. Maths is awful at school. I personally particularly hated it. But it's probably better you at least stick with it a little bit and try and learn it for later on in life, because I promise you it is useful. 5. Learning is amazing and it is one of the best things that a human being can do, so don't let school put you off. When you take out the tests and the stress and the awful homeworks and the really boring lessons, subjects like science and history and geography can be one of the most interesting and cool things in the world, so don't let school put you off. Even if you hated it at school, try later on, or try learning it in a different way, like online or just speaking to people. 6. Adventure might be dangerous, but routine is lethal. 7. What you're like on the inside is way more important than what you're like on the outside. Number 8. And it can take a really long time to learn 7 completely, so don't feel bad if it's still taking you a while. And if while you're still learning that it makes you feel better to put on a load of makeup or change the way you dress, do that, but just realise that you don't have to do that if you don't want to. 9. Say yes to things even if you're not sure you'll enjoy them, because it might work out and you might enjoy it and it might be one of the best things that ever happened to you, but even if it doesn't, you at least try it and you might even get a funny story out of it. 10. You're only given one spark of madness and you mustn't lose it. 11. This is gonna get tricky. It might seem as though everyone else got invited to some secret lesson of how to be amazing at life and how to do everything, but I promise you they didn't. Everyone else is probably just muddling through. Some people can just hide it better than others. 12. School and uni have a load of amazing opportunities and clubs and societies and holidays and trips and things. Don't waste it while you're there, because I personally did not do much at school because I was scared that I wouldn't be very good or that I didn't know anyone else doing it. And now looking back I'm like, oh, why? Because things like choir or going on a classics trip to Naples and Pompeii, those are things I would absolutely love to do now, but I just didn't because I was afraid. So try it. Take the advice of number 9, just try it and see. It might turn out amazing, and you don't want to sit when you're 21 and think, damn, really wish I'd gone on that trip. 13. Just go up to that person and start a conversation. If you want to be friends with someone, the best way of making that happen is by talking to them. Sometimes you might really want to be friends with someone, but it just doesn't work out because you're different people, and that's fine too. Sometimes you just don't get along with people, but you'll never know unless you actually go up and start talking to them, which is scary, I know, but they're probably not as scary as you think they are. 14. Well, at school it might seem like the complete opposite. In the real outside world, the things that make you different are what's celebrated about you. So you mustn't lose your weirdness just to try and fit in with everyone else. You might, when you're younger, you might feel like you have to lose a little bit of it just to fit in with everyone. But keep what's important to you in your heart. So even if you don't show it to everyone else, at least make sure that you know what keeps you different and special. 15. If you want something, go out and get it. If it's important to you, don't let anybody tell you that you don't deserve it or that you shouldn't have it. 16. Travelling can be incredibly cheap if you know where to look, and sometimes it's the cheaper places and the cheaper trips and the dodgy little hostels that are actually the most rewarding. The people you meet in 3 and 4 and 5-star accommodation might not be that interesting. The person who's backpacked all the way across Europe just by selling cigarettes and staying in that 1-star tiny little hostel, they might be worth talking to more, and they have much more interesting stories of how they got there rather than just going on an aeroplane. 17. Life happens at the edge of your comfort zone. 18. Yes? Yes. Maths does come in handy. What to choose? Flip a coin or get a decision maker app, which I have. Don't choose whatever the coin lands on or whatever comes up on the magic 8 ball. Choose instead what you are secretly wishing for the entire time. 19! It's only one more each time, but that's somehow difficult. Don't be annoyed by other people's success or opportunities. Instead, be happy for them, congratulate them, and learn from what they have done right. 20! Time enjoyed is not time wasted. Finally, the last one, the last pearl of wisdom from this soon-to-be 21-year-old. Only have one life, so don't waste it. Some people live more in 20 years than others do in 80, and it's not about the time you have, it's what you do with it. So don't waste a second more. Go out and do what you want to do. Now.